DC here. Hi guys. Well, Friday evening. Thank God it's Friday. It's been a long week. And I've had to bring work over for the weekend because we got big meetings next week and there's just no way that I manage to get everything done. But we're invited tomorrow and we've got a concert on Sunday. So I don't know when I'm going to do that. I'm going to have to do it in the evening or whatever. The way it is. Now, anyway, enough complaining. Two little things I wanted to talk about today. One was I have to show a card that I got a little bit after Christmas, actually beginning of this week, but I didn't have a chance to show it. A fantastic card. Now I've marked away the addresses so that we just don't see them, but I think you'll know who it is. Look at the little picture on the corner here. Can you recognize her? Yeah. And card's kind of nice in back. Now just get ready. Okay. So this is the card, and when I opened it, I didn't know what was going to happen. Isn't that lovely? So it says, "Hello DC, 'tis a season to be jolly, happy holidays, and a very good new year, big hugs, Irene, Tweetnes." Isn't that a beautiful card? It really, really made me happy when I received that. Because I didn't realize what it was, I didn't know there was going to be the music. And when I opened it up, it just like came right out. And it was like somebody saying, "You're special." And that was really, really, really great. Now, I'm bringing this card actually as an introduction to a bit of the topic which I'm going to talk about today. I'll try and go on it relatively quickly because the minutes are going on. It's about what happens when you live far away from friends and family, when you're in a kind of exile. Now, that's the situation that I'm in. I'm originally from Canada. We left Canada already in 1985. Which is a long time ago. It'll be 25 years this year. And the fact is that we are all alone of our family here in Europe. And, it's the way it is. At first you're going away for something temporary. Then, the way it is in our case, we get a job, have children, and, establish yourself. Bought a house, and you get at the point where you say, okay, if the children now get married, settle down, are we going to leave and go back and now leave them alone? So finally, what is de facto, what has happened is you have become an exile. You left the country, not expecting to stay away, and finally you're away. You might not come back. Or you go just back for visits. Now, how do you go about that? I mean, I know that in America, North America as such, we have to be more and more mobile. Which means actually that we are often in that type of situation. We're living far away. Okay, I know maybe the flights are not quite as expensive, not quite as far, but hundreds of miles or kilometers are the same. You're not living close to your family. How do you get by that? When we just moved to Europe, we didn't have a phone. We were here actually 3 years in Europe before we actually had a phone. When we moved to Switzerland, in Geneva, they were asking us for a 2,000 franc deposit. At that time, that was probably something like $3,000 deposit as a foreigner, to be certain I wouldn't go off and not pay my bills, just to have the phone. We didn't have that money. We were students. So we didn't have a phone. We used to go to a public phone once a month and call, and we wrote a lot. We didn't have computer. There wasn't the internet then. It's not like today. Actually, that brings me back to something that we've talked about in videos in the last time. You've seen some of my vids with John and Tweetnes and others, where we use Skype. I mean, Skype is a fantastic tool, and my mom has a laptop now, and she's going to learn how to use it, and we're going to be doing Skypes. So, I mean, this is something that actually is really, really different. There's a tradition in Quebec at New Year's that the father, or we could say the patriarch of the family, you know, he blesses his children or his descendants. And this year was actually quite special because I was talking to my father, and we were around the Skype on each side, and my father blessed us and the family via Skype. And isn't that something fantastic? I mean, we heard his words, we saw him, you know, blessing us. And that's something that's I found absolutely fantastic. I've always been for family blessings, but to be able to do it over the waves. I'm getting a little bit off topic, but the question was actually I was going to get to you was about being exiled. How do you go through that? I mean, for some people it's actually a deliverance to stay away from family, to be far away. There are advantages, there's disadvantages as well. They go both ways. Although as you age, you do realize that you get kind of settled and things become permanent in a way. And then you kind of realize, what am I losing out on? If I want to go back, will I ever be able to go back? John Steinbeck said in Travels for Charlie that you can go back. You remember what your home is like, but it's changed. And the people remember you as you were, but you've changed and they've changed. You can never go back. You can only go back to something new, something different. Just the way it is, I guess. Now, something else. Something pretty serious, actually, in a way. For all of you guys, and this is going on, I'm going to go quickly now. For all of you guys that were doing Spooky University. Now, we know Claire isn't on as much as she used to be. What do you think, guys? Would this be a first topic where you would reply? Think about it. Maybe we can make a creepy college or something like that. Just think about it. Tell me what you think. Now, before I close off, I want to say once again, thank you to my very, very dear friends who've sent me cards. All of you. It was really, really nice. It made me feel like I'd gone home. And once again, thank you. So, DC will be signing off. Take care. Love you all.